Now, I am a huge fan of Pat Cummins, the new captain of the Australian cricket team. Not only is the world's best fast bowler, he's a pretty good batsman as well, and he's proven himself over the summer to be an absolutely inspirational and classy captain of Australia. I mean, along with Ash Barty, I think Cummins is returning Australia to the sort of best sporting success and sportsmanship that we've ever seen, the sort of sportsmanship this country always likes to aspire to. But I'm sorry, and yes, there has to be a but, Cummins has decided to become an activist. Being a great sporting role model apparently is not enough. He wants to be an activist. Yes, he's going to be another climate activist, another global warming warrior, as if we needed another one of those. He's just published this piece in The Guardian Australia, can you believe, talking about a climate crisis wreaking havoc on sport. Really? This is just silly, hysterical claim that he's made here, and there's no evidence to support it. He talks about playing cricket one day at Penrith when it was the hottest place on earth. Well, really, given that during our summer it's winter in the Northern Hemisphere, any heatwave in Australia is a fair chance to produce the hottest place on earth on any given day. Now, Cummins says that hot days and smoke from bushfires are wreaking havoc on sport already. Never mind we've had worse bushfires before industrialisation. Never mind that Sydney has actually had worse smoke hazes a century ago, and that Australia's had hotter temperatures too, only they've been revised downward by the Bureau of Meteorology. The facts matter. Cummins also says we're not doing enough to reduce emissions. Well, in fact, Australia is doing enough. Australia has been meeting its greenhouse gas emissions reductions commitments. And Australia, of course, has committed to net zero by 2050, whether you agree with it or not. We've committed to it. The problem is that India and China especially are continuing to increase their emissions, and other countries. So what Pat Cummins really needs to say is that other countries aren't doing enough. Why is it that the climate activists always have trouble pinning the blame on the real culprits? Why don't they criticise China and say that China needs to reduce its emissions instead of trying to win brownie points attacking their own country? The other thing is this cool, wet summer, of course, that we're all looking at the moment. How come when we have a cool, wet summer and there are floods and rains right across the country, as there are at the moment, how come they don't blame that on global warming? How come they don't blame that on climate change? How many cricket games are going to be washed out this weekend, Pat Cummins? And is it climate change that's washing out those games of cricket, wreaking havoc with this weekend's cricket on the eastern seaboard of Australia? The trouble is for Cummins is he's a great sportsman and he's already shown himself to be a great captain. But the more he involves himself in partisan politics, in these hot-button political issues, the greater risk he's going to have of creating division, the less chance he's going to have of being a unifying captain of Australia. And I think that'll be pretty sad.